Alrighty, Realoddpods, here we go. So, basically, I'm starting a new podcast, Realoddpods. You know how it is. So, basically, I'm gonna go through some things. I got like my little list here. This is episode 1. This is how we do, and creating miracles with words. So, basically, one of the things I say that I want to talk about is how like you have certain like people in your life, and like basically I went through like a person that I never really thought was was like, I thought he was my friend, and it just ended up being like not what I thought it was going to be. He had like this big idea, and I put faith in that. I like worked really hard and tried to do all these things, even like breaking my back, hurting myself, all that. And, like, ooh, there was just certain things in there that, like, I thought I was helping my own cause, and thought that one day I was gonna, like, make some good money or whatever, and basically ended up getting used, and, I realize now that, like, I didn't, like, know my own worth. Like, I tried to put past all the things that happened in the past, and then, like, it just all came to bite me, and I realize now that, like, all those things, like, I shouldn't have put faith in that person, but I tried to, motivate and do the right things, and it just ended up crashing down really hard. And, just one of the things that I give from this is that we all have, like, what we think is their real friends, and it never really, like, there's always one time in your life that, like, those people just said, oh, well, I'm just gonna let him be used and take from him and take and take and take until you're bled dry and you have nothing. So, know your worth, people. Like, everything in life, like, you have to have way more worth for what's going on in your life. And, basically now, like, I'm trying to figure out in my life, like, what I truly want or what I want to do. But right now, I just, like, I know that I'm growing. I'm saving my money, trying to get a car, trying to do all these things. So, I'm glad that I'm here now. And, I was in a really down out path. And, I didn't really have, like, the things, like, the ways to get out of it. But, we all have, like, those times in life where we take a chance and take a risk. And sometimes it's not always the path that you wanted, So, basically, in all essence, like, we all have different chances that we take in life. And I learned a lot of hard lessons. I learned that you can't really, like, if someone, like, did you dirty back in the day, they're just gonna do it again. So, but moving on. So basically, that was, like, the first part. Now, basically, another thing. So I started realizing in life that, like, I have, like, an imagination that goes wild. Every day I have something that pops in my head that is, like, an inspiring thing. And I never knew what it was. I was always like, this is just, like, some random thing that can't be possible. There's no way, right? But I started, like, realizing, like, a lot of things that maybe that is my path. Maybe my destiny is visualizing through my imagination. So, like, I've realized that your imagination and your words in your mind are what dictate what's going to happen in the future. So it's like, if you're imagining that one day you're going to learn to play guitar, then maybe you need to go chase that. Maybe you need to go chase your dreams and see that it's right there. Maybe you can learn, like, an amazing song or make some original music, like, or whatever it may be, or you go and you learn soccer for the first time, or you learn basketball for the first time, and you learn how to like play with different people, or actually play games and whatnot, and like you thrive in it. Maybe it may be in a way like God's way of telling you these things. Like your imagination is pretty much your reality that's right in front of you. So like imagine this. If you had an imagination, like my mind and what happened to me, I always knew I was making music, and I always knew I wanted to make music because I learned guitar in high school, like in 10th grade or whatever it was, and I learned acoustic guitar, and I really wanted to play Avenged Sevenfold songs, and I just kept practicing and kept trying, and eventually I could play those songs, and it was amazing. I was like thrilled and lost in confusion of the fact that I learned it all myself. I went on YouTube, I went on Google, and I searched things, and I figured it out. And I was like, look at this, like I'm actually doing this, and it ended up being like this cool thing. And I was like, wow, dude, I put all that work in, and eventually I was able to like play guitar and sing along, and it inspired me for my future stuff. And now like I make rap, I make singing, I make kind of like this hybrid rap singing duo, and I really like it, and I feel like I'm inspiring people in different ways, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this. I wanted to make this podcast, and even though it's just some random like little 10 minutes, like I'm going to do it every day, and I'm going to commit to that because I need something to hold me accountable. I need to like get this information out. Like these are gifts, like, and it's crazy. Like it needs to happen. So, okay. So this is the next part. So basically I have a story to tell. So there was this couple of friends that I had, and we went to do basically like trip, and I'm not gonna say on what, but basically you'll get the idea. Anyways, so we like went to like meet up with the guy, and we're driving and whatever, and we get to like a beach area, and all of a sudden like it was like totally fine, we're just like walking around whatever, and then basically like I'm looking at the sky, and I just see everything moving, shifting, craziness, and I was like, whoa, like overwhelmed with it. And even my friends, I'm like looking at their faces, and they're like all morphing and crazy. And just to like make a point, I don't condone the use of any substances like this, but this is just a story. I just wanted to get it out because it's a cool story. So basically we ended up realizing there was like some bad energy, so we ended up leaving. Well, like at one point I could have sworn my friend just like teleported to like a different area. I mean, maybe it was just because of that, but literally like we were talking, and then all of a sudden he was like 20 feet that way, and I was like, that's not normal. And so after that, we ended up driving back to the town I live in, and literally I had like a little Toyota Camry. It was like a little 1991 Toyota Camry, a little small little car or whatever, and I decided for some reason just to pedal to the metal, and I literally drove like 120 miles per hour on a road that like I just can't even believe that that car could even do that, first off. And basically there was no cars. I mean, I couldn't even believe it. No cars, no nothing. Like my buddy was literally had his head out the window. Like it was crazy. Like I don't know why I did it, but I'll never forget it. Like it was a cool experience. It kind of took me away from my regular life, like, and I realized that like, you can't just always like escape your problems, but at least if you're gonna escape your problems, you might as well have fun doing it. So that's what we did, and it was just crazy. It was like we got to our town, and basically we had a point in time where it was all like lit up and it looked beautiful, and we were like jamming out to music, and it was a good time. It was pretty like amazing, like how it happened and stuff like that. And yeah, it was an interesting experience. And like I said, I don't condone that stuff, but it was just a cool experience. And like, when you're young, it's cool to like take chances and do those things, but don't drive and do that. Like I took a risk just doing that. But yeah, okay. So basically moving on to the final statement, Monday motivation statement. So basically, everyone have a good day. Don't let anything or anyone tell you to like not go in your path that you want. Like, imagine like doing the things that you love, and appreciate your elders, and basically have faith in the things that you actually are doing in life. And just remember that we all have like attitudes and things that we have to deal with in life, but just remember that it's all temporary. So yep. So basically, that's like the first episode of Real Odd Pods. You know how it is. And basically, have a good day. Subscribe, like, comment, share this with your friends. And I'm gonna be doing this every day. I'm gonna be keeping up with any comments or anything like that. So basically, have a good day, and hopefully we all like can love each other. We're never meant to be divided in this life. So just remember that we all have love and we all bleed red. We all have the same thing. So check it out. Real Odd Pods out.